Mayday, Tango 201, and still losing altitude. But jettisoned spare fuel and all unnecessary bags in defeat of losing altitude. Sally! Are you sure everything's gone? Everything?
Yes.
All the hand luggage, duty-frees, food?
Yes.
Well, double check.
What's happening? Still losing height?
I'm afraid so.
Then something will have to go.
For God's sake, man, there is nothing else to go.
Yes, there is.
I think we all know what it is.
Whatever it is, we better just pretty damn quick.
I'm going to tear this pound note into 5 strips.
Will you make that 6, sir?
Your courage, my dear. But, and I think these gentlemen will agree, this is a man's responsibility.
Would you like to see if you can help the captain?
Now, one of these strips will be shorter than the others.
Tango 201, still losing altitude.
The man who draws the short strip, do the honourable thing. Well, looks like it's me. General, a good cause. Judge, looks like the scales of justice have come down against me. Pray for me, Bishop. Mr. Allen. Wanting to do that for years.
Thank you. I was passing by, so I thought I'd just drop in. Excuse me. I'm glad I had it done when I was a child. Cheers. I would like to actually say Happy Boxing Day. But I know the show will be repeated in the middle of the summer. And people will see me sitting there saying Happy Boxing Day, and they say, God, the fool's drunk again. Anyhow, cheers. And a happy Boxing Day. It's been 3.5 years since I worked in television. Things have changed. I've changed slightly. But one of the main changes, as you probably noticed, there's no ashtray. I have given it up. A heavy smoker. I used to even smoke in between smokes. Have given it up. Totally changed. And the most extraordinary thing about giving up smoking, to non-smokers, I'm a convert. I've come over. I've joined them. They're proud of me. They say, good for you. You've given up the filthy habit. Good. The heavy smokers who used to be my allies, I'm a traitor. Bloody Judas! You of all people! But one of the good things, or one of the new things about giving up smoking, is that I now have my sense of smell back. I can actually get up in the morning and open a window, throw it up and breathe it. And smell again. Petrol. Carbon monoxide. Dog shit. taste. I actually thought when I used to eat food, it was the smoking. I had no taste. It's not the smoking, it's the food. It's bloody tasteless. Somebody said to me the other day, shall we eat or have a McDonald's? And now the whole thing about being a smoker, actually being a smoker is very difficult in today's society because the pressures are on smokers. Society frowns upon smokers. There are signs everywhere. See them here. No smoking. Smoking is not allowed. Smoking is forbidden. The Americans, they're totally lunatic about it. When I was in America, I was smoking. Had a woman stop me in the street and she said, "You're smoking." Like I'd exposed myself. I said, "Yes, madam." She said, "You had a cigarette in your mouth." I said, "I know, I've been smoking for years. That's the only way I know how." You notice in public, if you actually spit, if you spit in the street, you can be fined £25. If your dog fouls the footpath, £20. But the cost of a smoke, or what it would cost you if you're caught smoking, can be £50. Now that means that you can actually have a good spit. Your dog can crap to his heart's content, and you've still got a fiver to take home. Segregated areas. When you get on an airplane, the first thing they see, when you get on an airplane, the first thing they say, do you smoke? They don't ask you anything else. Do you smoke? Smokers over there, down there. Down there by the ball. Go down there. They don't ask you anything else. They don't say, are you a conservative? Are you Labour? I mean, that can be as offensive to some people. Conservatives over there on the right. Labour on the left, SDP out in the wings. Go on, out. Nobody says, are you Jewish, Catholic, atheist? Do we have a Catholic, conservative Catholic, two conservative Catholics together? Put them over there. Do you belch? Are you a belcher? Do you drink too much? Are you a bore? Yes, I'm a bore. Do we have a bore? Yes, I'm a bore. Put those two bloody bores together, down there. Two barking bores. Look at them. Nobody asks you all these things. When I actually started smoking, excuse me. I think it's coming out now. When I started smoking, I was actually 4.5. I did actually start to keep up with my brothers, who were slightly older. I had one brother who was 6 and one who was 8. And they were heavy smokers. So I used to keep up with them to smoke. I'm 4.5. I'm this size. And people would say, it'll stunt your growth. Lavatory. I mean, everybody in school smoked. As soon as there was a school break, we'd all go for the lavatory. In the cubicle. 8 or 9 of us in each cubicle. Passing this little cigarette. If you went out and looked down the line of cubicles, it was like the Industrial Revolution. Somebody used them for what they intended to use them. It was like a breath of fresh air. But you see, smoking, nowadays, the attitude has changed. Smoking is a dirty habit practiced by the minority. When I started to smoke, it was a relaxing pastime practiced by practically everybody. Everybody smoked. Anybody who was anybody smoked. Politicians smoked. Sportsmen smoked. Film stars. You remember going to the cinema years ago when there was no smoking regulations? Everybody in the cinema smoked. It was just a massive smoke. You go in, you go. And when you got to the screen and you could see the screen, there were people on the screen. Do you remember those scenes, the seduction scenes? How the cigarette was played with? It became part of a kind of hand phallic symbol. People used to kind of touch it and stroke it and roll it. Women would kind of put it into the mouth and take it out again. The whole audience. They used to have those cigarette cases that you could buy that actually you pressed a button and one cigarette came out all by itself. It was a sexual invitation. You'd hand it out and you'd go, and the cigarette would go. And if the woman went, you. I mean, do we have any smokers here? Yes. That's the extraordinary thing about smoking, is that when you make love, you answered me about smoking. Do you smoke after you've made love? I don't mean literally, I mean... Isn't that, I mean, most smokers, you make love. I love you, darling. Oh, yes, that was beautiful. Oh, yes, you are marvelous. It was wondrous. It was, oh, yeah. And you can't get to the... Can we do it again? Yes, just do me. I remember Clark Gable. Clark Gable used to do that thing where he would light 2 cigarettes at the same time. It was all eye, and he'd take the cigarettes out. 2 of them into the mouth. You take the cigarette, and he'd lean across to the female, and she'd take it. And within 2 minutes, they're in bed. I'm 16 years of age. I'm in a dance hall in Dublin. I'm going up to females saying, like a cigarette? Yeah. I'm kind of bent woodbines. Going around like an idiot and going, eventually I got a match and I go, and I come back and I go, a couple of years ago, I actually decided, I don't think from pressure or anything else, I decided I would give up smoking because I have teenage children. And I knew that one day my teenage children were going to come in smoking. And I didn't actually think that I could be hypocritical enough to sit there and watch them go, and I'm going, don't do that. Filthy habit, give it to me. I thought, now how difficult is it to give up? And I heard about these substitute cigarettes. Have you seen those substitute cigarettes? A kind of plastic tube with a little fake filter tip at the end. And when you feel you want it, you put... It's like breastfeeding. I got totally addicted to them. I was going through 60 a day. Acupuncture. I inquired about acupuncture. They say what they do with acupuncture, they put little needles in your ears. And when they take the needle out, they put a little catgut cord in there. And for whatever reason, when you feel the urge, I've got to have a cigarette, you don't do that. You just go... The only way I could do it was have one in both ears. I couldn't get at the cigarettes. Hypnosis. What they actually do, the hypnosis, they put you under a kind of light hypnotic trance, and they'll get an ashtray, and they'll fill it up with cigarette ends. And while you're under the trance, they get this, and they put it under your nose. And they're waving it under your nose, and they're saying, now think of it. Think of smoke. Think of the tar. Think of the congestion. Think of the smell. Think of the ash. Breathe in that smell. Think of it all deep in your lungs. Think of it. Think of it. And then they go, come on. Now, what do you think of that? And you go, I'll have that one there. I decided I would give up smoking. And then I thought that because what actually happens, if you are a smoker, when it actually comes to giving up smoking, you're 2 people. There's a person who wants to smoke, and there's a person who doesn't want to smoke. So you have a kind of Jekyll and Hyde going with you all the time. And I woke up one morning, it was 8 o'clock in the morning, and I sat there and I thought, that's it. This is actually the day I would give up smoking. And then I thought, well, I don't really want to give it up. What you should actually do is cut it down. What you should do is actually think, you'll only smoke when you enjoy smoking, because you like smoking, you get a certain pleasure out of it. But instead of it being unhealthy, what you should do is just take the moments that you really get the most enjoyment, and that's the time you smoke. And when you enjoy smoking most? I thought to myself, after a meal, when I've had a meal, that's when I enjoy smoking. Fine, you can have 12 a day. actually sitting there, 8 o'clock in the morning, going, fine, 12, that's good. Right, I'm thinking 12 cigarettes, 12, it's 8 o'clock now. I won't go to bed before 12 o'clock tonight. It's 16 hours, 12 cigarettes. 12, it's an hour and 20 minutes for every cigarette. Trying to finish that one. It's only 3 minutes past 8. I've only got 11 cigarettes. My wife comes in. Good morning, guys. Shut up! Who's going to drive the children? Let them walk. Wow. 12 o'clock noon, I have gone through 9 cigarettes. I'm a lunatic. That's right. Oh, my God. 12 hours. Oh, God. What have I never get 12 hours. Please help me. Please help me. I'm going, wait. You have some cigarettes. You've got 3 cigarettes left over. That's 4 hours smoking. You can cut them in half. But then I'm thinking, that'll be 2 dog ends. There'll be 2 butts. I'll be throwing away more cigarettes. I don't know, wait. I'm trying to explain myself. Now, here I have been a smoker since I was so big. I am now going through the first withdrawal symptoms I have ever gone through in my life. So I explained this. I said, listen, wait, calm down. You are actually experiencing withdrawal symptoms. This is your first time. It's difficult, we know it, but you've got to persevere. Tomorrow, it's not going to be so difficult because you'll have experienced what it is today, so tomorrow it won't be so bad. But you'll still have 12 cigarettes tomorrow, and you won't need those 12 cigarettes tomorrow. You'll probably only need 5 or 6 or 4. So take those 8 today and I was up to 1987. I didn't know where I was. I owed 2 from October the 4th. Anyhow, if you've ever watched this show before, you'll know that we are now going to do some sketches. And if you haven't watched the show before, you will still know that we're going to do some sketches because I'm about to tell you. But on the other hand, if you have watched the show before and you're not watching the show now, I don't see why I should waste my time introducing sketches to you when you're not going to bloody watch them. So forget it. Upon your faces, I see sin written there. And I fear for you. The Lord said, I am a jealous God. And let me remind you, he also said, I am an angry God, a very angry God. And remember the words of the good book. Let he who is without sin, let him cast the first stone. Hey, you dummy! Come on in!
Don't you come near me. I'm gonna jump.
Harry.
Hi, I'm Harry.
Go away. I'm gonna jump.
Come on, Ann. What's the matter?
Everything I have is gone. I'm ruined.
No, you're not. Come on, Ann. Think of your wife. Kind of tough on her, huh? And your kids? What about your hometown? Your country?
I don't care about all that. I'm gonna jump.
Leave it to me. Come on in or you're a dead man.
I'm coming.
What are you on about? You're just trying to cross the road. Come on. I don't know you're bloody parking.
You stupid bastard!
Come on. You're... Very much. Thank you. Oh, gosh, doesn't it look good? You're over there, Diane. There. You're there. Sam, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Well, you're just there. Bob, you're on the far side.
Okay. Spreading it all.
The colours. The colours are so beautiful. I mean, that's the most spare ribs.
Right.
Would you like to pass me some?
Oh, some crackers, certainly.
No, Bob, no, the table. Just stand the table.
Oh, it turns round.
It's a revolving table.
Right. Which way?
Which, either way.
Either way. Should we go right? Seem to be.
No. Just turn. It's not going in.
It doesn't go. It doesn't go there.
Excuse me. The table. It doesn't revolve. It's not turning. It should revolve.
Sure this is the rhythm method?
Bye-bye, Daddy.
Goodbye, darling.
Wave.
What?
Wave. No, wave.
You have a confession to make?
Yes, Father.
Carry on.
Well, I'm very, very ashamed of what I've done.
It doesn't matter. God is all forgiving.
Thank you, Father. Well, I went walking by the river yesterday, and I was just sitting there, you know, chewing a piece of grass, when this sheep, this ewe, came down to the river for a drink, Father. And, well, she looked at me, and I looked at her, and... Oh... Well, she had the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen.
What?
She had the most beautiful eyes.
I heard you. She had beautiful eyes.
Yes, well...
Go on.
Father, we just fell in love. And we...
You fell in love?
Yes, we made love.
You made love to a sheep?
Yes.
Physical love?
Yes, Father.
Fornication?
Yes.
God almighty! You bastard! In 20 years, I've never heard the like of that in my life. Get out of my confessional box. Get out of my confessional box. Get out! Get out! Have you ever noticed, if you compare animals to humans, as far as females are concerned, sex rears its ugly head. What is normally complimentary to a male becomes a total insult to a female. For example, if you say of a male, he's a ram. He's a real... You actually think of great sexual prowess. He's a ram. Bull. He's a real stag. I mean, people say that. Stag. Oh, stag. He's a stallion. All highly complimentary. But you get the female of the species and you apply it to a female. You call a woman a cow. There's nothing nice of you, cow, fat cow, stupid old cow. I mean, if you say to somebody, he's a gay dog, you're thinking of somebody who's... She's a bitch. Sly, sneaky, fox. You think of a fox, he's clever, sharp, intelligent. Vixen, mean, crafty. You can't even say a male person or a female person. You actually say things like person, chairperson. I mean, chairperson, we all know it's a female sitting on the chair, but it suddenly becomes a chairperson. We're not allowed to say female. And even when it actually comes to advertising for occupations, you can't advertise a certain sex. I actually saw an advert which says, urgently wanted, person to breastfeed. And just to show how stupid that ad was, I applied for it. I got it. I saw another one which says, person of either sex wanted as a sperm donor. I applied for that one, too. I didn't get that one. Well, one of the main changes in today's society is our attitude to what we would call the stereotype of the sexes, or the role that the sex plays. If you actually think back to your childhood, we had very distinctive lines. Boys, you parted your hair from the right. If you parted it over there, you poof. Girls, parted to the left. We had buttons. We buttoned from one. Females buttoned from the other side. Our bikes were differently. There was all sorts of immediate differences between us, the sexes. Little girls were soft and gentle. Boys were hard and strong. Parents would say, little girls are made out of sugar and spice. All things nice. Little boys were made out of frogs and snails and puppy dogs' tails. And this used to lead to fights with your sister and yourself. Sister would walk up and go, I'm made from sugars and spice and all things nice. You're made from slugs and snails and puppy dogs' tails. So you go, ah! And she'd kick you in the groin. And she'd start crying. And her father used to come in, and he'd cuddle her because she was crying. She was a female. It's all right. I wanted to cuddle. I want to cuddle. So I'd started crying. Well, what the bloody hell are you crying about? My mother was a great believer in what we would call sexual differences. When I was 4 years of age, I would walk with my mother down the street, and my mother would say things like, David, walk on the outside. I go, what do you mean? Walk on the outside of me. Why, Mummy? It leaves your sword arm free. What are you talking about? I don't have a sword. No, but in the days years ago when men did have swords, some men might want to attack the female, so the male would walk on the outside of the female so he could get at his sword and fight that person. See? And that's why you walk on the outside. Well, I don't have a sword. No, but you protect Mummy. You protect male. You're a male. You are the stronger of the two. Males are the hunters, the providers. Females stay at home and make a home and a nest and keep it warm for the great... Stop crying! Stop it! Now, if a bus were to come up on the pavement, you would save the bus from hitting Mummy. I can't stop a bus. No, but the bus would hit you and stop before it got to Mummy. Up yours, I'm going on the inside. Over the years, women are much more independent now, and I'm very pleased with it. They're much more aware of their own sex. They're not quite so prepared to play that subservient role to the hairy macho that existed. Do you remember that? I mean, there was a time when girls would wait for the initial advance from the male, which generally came after the pubs had closed. And in between technicolored yawns and belches, her self or her body was subjected to a kind of groping, fumbling attack. And if she had suddenly said, "All right, take me," he'd go. See, there is actually what I would, in a way, there's a reversal, a role reversal taking place. Women are much more, as I say, independent. They're much more prepared to go out and pick up somebody. If they fancy some fellow, they're not going to sit on the other side of the room and wait for some kind of magical thing to happen. A woman is quite prepared to go across and pick up the fellow, pass a compliment, tell him he looks nice, got nice clothes, like your hair. She might even actually give him a sudden grope. So I've heard, anyhow. And nowadays, much more direct about sex and what sex is for them. And quite rightly. I mean, women will talk about orgasms. It's my right to have an orgasm. I'm not your sexual plaything. I want. You had it last night, it's my turn tonight. Give it away. But the male now doesn't know how to react in this. He was the hunter. Now he's the hunted. He doesn't know what. He can't do the foreplay. He doesn't know what to do with it. She's talking about, I want an orgasm. And I prefer one if we could have one together. Do you think you might be able to manage that? The male, he doesn't know what to do. He retreats. Basically, males now are talking about, she's like, are we going to make love? Or are you just going to lie there? He'll suddenly go, I haven't taken any precautions. He tries that. I haven't taken any precautions. She said, that's all right. I took the pill an hour ago. Go on, get out. He'll say things like he'd never said before. I got a headache, I think. And she'll say, I've got something to cure that. There's a total turnabout now in male and female sexual relationships. The male is actually faking the orgasm. He's lying there going, don't know how to react. Because under pressure like this, the male doesn't know what to do. You get nervous, and because of that, you get tense. And you start to think of anything else. And the whole thing about pleasurable sex is to do it in a totally relaxed and open state. And he's under attack. Come on. You're like, all right. And he's not, inside he's thinking, oh, yeah, I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I hope she likes it. I hope it's good. I hope it comes up. If it comes up, I hope it doesn't go down again. Oh, don't go. You don't have one of those premature ejaculations. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. This never happened before. Shit. Lovely thing of fantasy. When fantasy is introduced, the female will actually say, can't you think of anybody? So it's an escape for you. You go, no. So neither can I. Let's go back to sleep. Actually, one of the good things, one of the good, honest things about growing older is that I don't actually have to prove my masculinity anymore, whatever that means. I am actually quite happy to say it now takes me all night to do once what I once did all night. But the conflict, the actual conflict that exists between man and woman really is as old as mankind. Mind you, there are different ways of resolving that conflict. My lord, may I speak to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury before they leave to reach the verdict, and before you, my lord, pass sentence upon that verdict. Thank you. You have heard that for many years I lived a happy and simple bachelor existence. And like most bachelors, I was rather set in my ways. I was an active member of the local church society. I also belonged to a small musical appreciation group made up of some very close friends. It was during one of these musical evenings that I first met the woman who was later to become my wife. She was actually everything that a man could have wished for. She was attractive and witty and intelligent. But above all, she shared, or at least she gave the appearance of sharing, my interests. It was only in the following months that I began to see her as she really was. She created such embarrassing scenes that gradually, one by one, my friends began to stay away. I had to suffer her sulks, her fits of frenzied rage, her long, accusing silences, until eventually she just followed me about the house, nagging incessantly. There was no escape from her shrewish voice. And then on the night referred to by the prosecution, she followed me down into the last sanctuary that I had, the cellar. My mind snapped. I could take no more. I picked up a hammer, and as she turned to face me, mocking laughter fell from her twisted mouth. There was no fear in her eyes. She dared me to hit her. She actually dared me. And God forgive me, I did. I struck again and again and again.
Henry!
Yes, dear?
What are you doing down there in the cellar?
Just practicing. Just
I think some of the ladies in the audience might be slightly worried by that last sketch. If so, here is a lighter look at the unexpected.
Morning, Charlie.
Hi there, Harry.
Mr. Schultz.
Have him right here. You okay? You sure?
Yep.
Charlie? Oh. Sorry about that. Yep, Harry. Yep.
Yeah, that's him.
Sam, I'll show you the sitting room first, all right?
Yes, thanks, Dave. Yeah.
Door open.
Oh, what was that?
It was the door.
Well, no, that opened on its own.
No, it didn't open on its own. The whole place is, it's the latest thing in domestic automation. Everything works on a voice command. You don't believe me, do you?
Well,
No. Watch. Door close.
That's extraordinary.
Curtains close. Lights on. Fire on.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
No.
Let's say the fire.
This is my favorite. Television. Channel 3 on. Cancel. Return.
That's speechless. Can I have a go?
Yes, do.
Door open. Curtains open. Lights off.
It's really like God.
That's amazing. Fire off. Anything else?
Everything here.
Chair. Oh. Back at me.
go! Are you leaving this parking space?
No, sorry. Hello there, Sam.
Hello, Dave. All right.
See the match the other night?
Morning, terrible, eh? God, they're getting worse.
Hey!
Can you see it? That's a big salad.
Mommy's lost her baby.
What's your name? Do you like to hold my dolly? My brother's name is Matthew. He's 7.
Where are you, darling?
I got a doggy at home. His name is Sammy.
There you are! All right, darling. Don't move. Just keep very still. Mommy's coming to get her, darling. All right, darling, don't worry. Don't move. Keep still. Everything will be fine. All right. Hands up, all those who thought I was going to take him.
Sad, isn't it? Eyes are going. They say it's the first thing to go. I hope it is. I received a letter about 3 days ago. It's not actually a letter. It's a poem called Ode to Maggie, and I actually thought you might be quite interested to hear it. Oh Maggie, oh my Maggie, headmistress of my heart, you've achieved all your ambitions, perfected every art. You stand astride your cabinet like a figure of Colossus, and no one has a single doubt as to who the real boss is. Your ministers are brilliant. They say such clever things, and while they nod their little heads, you pull their little strings. While across the North Atlantic, you have this love affair with a never-aging actor with his ever-changing hair. For international influence, some say you are a glutton, and you have sold our birthright for a finger on the button. But when it comes to cruisers torpedoed in the fog, we'll never know what happened, because you say you've lost the log. You waged the war for Falklands, in that you were so strong. On the other hand, how kind of you to give away Hong Kong. But Maggie, oh my Maggie, things are not as they appear. That cursed date, the Ides of March, is drawing ever near. Then beware the Welshman, Kinnock, and his socialistic bunch, for the long knives are a sharpening, and they're out to have you for their lunch. Beware the liberal David Steele, Scotsman through and through, for what you've done to the economy, he'd love to do to you. Beware the Dr. Owen and his ambitious ends, but most of all, dear Maggie, be wary of your friends. Beware of every bait, please don't rise to any hook. The hairy Heseltine has a lean and hungry look. Beware the Leon Britain, he's not prepared to wait, to step into your shoes to make a Britain great. Despite his manic laughter and his technicolor dreams, Keith Joseph has a habit of achieving what he schemes. Can Nigel Lawson be as stupid as he seems? Just sitting just behind you is the honest Mr. Pym, who never will forgive you for what you did to him. And don't forget the basking shark with the many pearly teeth. More than just a jackknife is the smiling Mr. Heath. So Maggie, oh my Maggie, captain of my soul, while you lead the country's on the dole. Yet time and politicians are ever running rivers, though men may come and men may go. Please don't go on forever. And now for something totally different.
The government urges all citizens to remain in their shelters, taking precautions as advised by the Civil Defense. Do not, we repeat, do not leave your homes. Fallout is still at a highly dangerous level. Stay tuned to this channel at all times. Escalations of hostilities continue. The ultimatum delivered to the Soviet Union. The government is doing everything possible. Army units are being moved into all high security areas. In the meantime, we have reports coming in of massive devastation throughout the continent. We are advised to announce that the conflict, which was confined to Europe, now appears to be reaching global proportions. It is further speaking. A major launch of ICBMs on all Soviet targets. The Russian High Command stated that further escalation of hostilities would lead to massive preemptive strike by Western forces will only lead to total annihilation.
Please. Somebody somewhere.
The world has suffered an estimated destruction of 98%. Today at 1300 hours, it was rumored that the Soviet Union agreed to an unconditional surrender. We repeat, it is rumored that all hostilities have ceased. Yes! Russia has surrendered. The war is over. The war is over. Russia has surrendered.
We'll beat them!
Thank you very much. Good night, and may your God go with you.